Welcome to the Lost Future. The Lost Future is a place where the only thing cheaper than life itself is the budget of the film. The movie starts off with a group of tribal warriors hunting down a cool monster thingy. Their victory is short-lived as their tribe is soon attacked by orc zombies. Most of the tribe retreats into a cave. Shira, Beard 1, and Beard 2 decide to head out and find a cure for the orc zombies. I was kind of put off by this section of the film due to the fact that I just didn't believe in the reality of it. I didn't believe that these characters were in a mysterious lost future as much as they were actors in a South African forest. Now, the reason behind this has to do with a lot of little things, but ultimately it comes from the film's limited budget. Thankfully, things get a lot better in the second half of the film, where it turns from being an unimaginative sword and sandal romp to a cool and compelling dystopian film. In the forest, Beard 2's orc zombie father attacks them. Thankfully, Boromir saves the day, but he's a little bit too late, as our heroes are infected with the zombie orc virus. Boromir takes them home and fills everyone in on the backstory. We learnt that Beard 1's father has made a cure for the zombie virus. He goes on to say that a small amount of the cure and his father's notes are located in the Lost City. Boromir will take them there, as Beard 1 is the only person who knows how to read, and therefore the only person capable of saving the Lost Future. I really like Sean Bean's character. He's very easy to like as he's a genuine hero. He has nothing personally to gain by going to the Lost City. He's risking his life for his son's future, and more importantly, the future of all those people he's never going to know. Anyway, they settle in for the night, but not before the strange sex scene involving Beard 1 staring at Beard 2 and Shira. Anyway, this never has any bearing on the plot again. Back in the cave, a few villagers try to escape. An orc attacks them, Pathfinder dies, and none of this ever really has any bearing on the plot again. On the Lost Lake, Boromir sets up the villain of the film.
You don't know this man. He turned an island into a fortress. His empire.
Boromir lights an ancient beacon in order to call up his reinforcements. The orc zombies attack on cue as if they're in a cheap, made-for-TV movie. Boromir is outnumbered and falls into a hole. Being ungrateful Gen Ys, our, for lack of better words, heroes, run away and leave him to die.
You have to go back! Oh, he's finished!
Yep, being forsaken by your friends and stabbed to death in a hole is truly a hero's death. Our Gen Y jerks make it to the Lost City. Now, I really like this Lost City. Unlike the village at the start of the movie, you can totally buy into the reality of it. I find it strangely beautiful, which is refreshing, as most dystopian films are set in ugly warehouses or junk piles. It's good to see a fully fleshed out city, and I kind of wish more of the film was set there. Backup arrives at the beacon. It turns out being trapped upside down in a hole isn't enough to stop Boromir from killing half a dozen orc zombies. Boromir is outraged. He vows to hunt down those jerks. Well, he would if I was him. Instead, he decides to rally the troops for one last attack against the zombies. Beard 1 and Shira get captured. They're taken to the villains, who turn out to be Alan Rickman and Avril Lavigne. It turns out that Alan Rickman doesn't want to hand over his only cure to these total strangers based on their unsubstantiated claims. Now, I really like this villain. He's not unredeemably bad as much as just a tad selfish. Given the extreme circumstances of his situation, I can't blame the guy for wanting to use the last of his cure to protect his only daughter. His motivations aren't dissimilar to those of Sean Bean's character. Meanwhile, Beard 2 climbs up the building and convinces Avril to betray the father who saved her life in order to join the Gen Y jerks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to return that favor when things get rough, love. The guards take Beard 1 to his father's notes. Beard 1 soon realizes, despite being able to read, he doesn't know anything about science. Rickman has a conversation with Beard 1. Beard 1 comes off as demanding, while he sympathetic.
Give me the powder. Where do I draw the line? You know how many people have asked me for the same thing?
You know I can do this.
No, as you've been all talk. Anyway, Rickman falls into his daughter's rouge. Being the hero that he is, Beard 2 ambushes him and is about to kill the unarmed Rickman until he collapses from the zombie virus. They get the cure and leave Rickman without even bothering to tie him up. It's okay, I'm sure that small fall is taking him out for good. They free and cure Shearer and Beard 1. Beard 2 kills a bunch of relatively innocent people. Seriously, how are they ever going to return with a cure? Let's say you live in the city. You hear about these terrorists who come to your city and steal the only known cure for the world's deadliest virus. What would you do if they return? That's right, you would shoot them in the head like a normal person. On top of that, would you use their so-called cure? They've done nothing to gain anyone's trust or respect. Anyway, they escape, but they're soon joined by Rickman. Rickman shoots Beard 2. Beard 2 dies, but not without killing more relatively innocent people. They're soon joined by a guy who is way too nice for his own good, and they go back to the village for the final battle, and I'm sure you can work out the rest. The Lost Future is more interesting than it is boring. You can forgive its initial lack of mise-en-scene, bad pseudo-medieval dialogue, and those things they've clearly borrowed from Lord of the Rings, as it has some nice sequences, is visually impressive, has some cool monsters, and a good cast. The Lost Future is well worth renting or watching on TV.